Now, welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let us get right to the news.
But before the news, just going to let everybody know we are now 64 days from Andor, our next entry into the Star Wars...
Never-ending verse.
Star Wars never-ending verse. I like
It's a never-ending story now.
I'm not going to update you guys daily or probably even weekly. I'm just going to give now and again updates.
No, I want daily updates.
No, we're too far out for that. Too far out.
But no, fingers crossed for Andor.
But I got to get that hype train running.
No, I don't think you do. Well, maybe you do, actually.
Gotta start shoveling some coal into the engine.
This is the one that, yeah.
My hype train is old,
I'm not
apparently.
sure there's a lot of hype for it. And
I need a hype bullet train.
I know I sound horrible, but I do. I still have hope for Andor. I mean, I always have hope for Star Wars. That's just me. I love Star Wars.
Now let's move on to our first article today. Composer and master John Williams retiring from scoring films after Indiana Jones 5.
He retired years ago at this point. He can keep coming back if he wants, but I thought he retired years ago, didn't he?
You just wanted to think that, I guess.
No, I didn't. Why would I want to think he retired?
I never had a doubt.
I mean, I thought he was coming back to do... I thought, the Rise of Skywalker was going to be, his last big thing, and now not so much.
Anything.
Apparently not.
All right, let's get into the article here, though. John Williams, who gave Star Wars its iconic musical themes, has announced he will be retiring from scoring films after completing his work on Indiana Jones 5. But this will not be the end of his musical career. He's not done.
Speaking of never-ending story, just everything is never-ending.
He spoke with the Washington Post and explained that he'll be putting down the baton after his work on Indiana Jones 5 has finished. His only other unreleased film score, which is being made for Steven Spielberg's semi-autobiographical film, The Fabelmans, will arrive later this year. He also implied that Harrison Ford will be retiring from film acting with this movie as well, although Harrison himself has not made any announcement like that. John said, at the moment, I'm working on Indiana Jones 5, which Harrison Ford, who's quite a bit younger than I am, I think has announced will be his last film.
It's weird to say that when you're Harrison Ford's 80 or 79, yeah.
So I thought, if Harrison can do it, then perhaps I can also.
All right. I mean, they can keep going for as long as they can keep going, right?
Absolutely.
Both Harrison Ford and John Williams are legends, but maybe there's a point where you do hang it up and just, sit back and enjoy.
But the composer life is not the life of an actor.
Yeah, I don't know. I think composing is pretty intense, right?
Yeah, but think of that. I mean, that's gotta, that's keeping the mind sharp. He doesn't have to,
don't give up,
without actually directing the music. With all the advancements nowadays, you don't think he's working with the computer and...
I have no idea what he might be still old school for all we know.
I don't think he's pen and papering it. Come on. John Williams, to do what he does, he moves with the time. Working with legends like Spielberg and Lucas, who always want the best technology, you don't think he has to?
Yeah, I'm not saying you gotta hang it up entirely, but, do enjoy
Never.
your later years at that point.
Well, but he's doing what he loves.
No, I think you should do that all the way up to the day you die. But there's a point where maybe you don't want to work anymore, but you just want to do. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, a lot of the times when people retire, they kind of just lose that drive. So there's got to be a fine line between still quote unquote working and still doing what you love.
John Williams, who's now 90 years old, cited the long commitment a film score takes to, make a reason as to why he'll not be committing to it anymore after the long-awaited finale to the franchise. Williams already confirmed the end of his involvement with Star Wars feature films after completing his work on every installment of the 9 Skywalker saga, although he also did agree, and he composed the theme for Galaxy's Edge, Solo, and the Obi-Wan Kenobi series for Disney+.
Just one more. I'll do one more. That's it.
Well, he just composed themes for those, though. He didn't do the entire score.
Yeah, well, I know.
Williams is not planning on doing anything beyond Indiana Jones 5, given that the film is the end of the respective franchise. Star Wars franchise creator George Lucas referred to his work as the special sauce that helped make the long-running sci-fi franchise movie magic, and Harrison Ford emotionally cited his lifelong friendship with the composer as a highlight of his life at Star Wars Celebration Anaheim last month. However, John Williams noted that he will not be retiring from music altogether.
I'm retiring, but I'm not retiring.
As he plans to continue writing and composing concert music outside of scoring for film and television. He explained that his commitment to the field of music has helped him gain a better appreciation of life. Here's what he said. It's given me the ability to breathe, the ability to live and understand that there's more to corporeal life. Without being religious, which I'm not especially, there is a spiritual life, an artistic life, a realm that's above the mundanities of everyday realities. Music can raise one's thinking to the level of poetry. We can reflect on how necessary music has been for humanity. I always like to speculate that music is older than language, that we were probably beating drums and blowing on reeds before we could speak. So it's an essential part of our humanity. It's given me life.
So it's the secret to life.
That's how come
That's Plagueis needed to just talk to John Williams if he wanted to
absolutely
to live forever.
Or live forever. Like. I mean, compose.
Yeah.
I mean,
some consider it an unnatural ability. Others just call it music.
I mean, think about it. 50, 60, 100 years down the line, people might still be going back and going, you remember that John Williams music?
I'm sure it's, hundreds of years from now. I'm assuming, who knows with the way humans like to, what we like to do. But if humans are indeed around hundreds of years from now, which fingers crossed we are, I'm sure the name John Williams will still echo throughout time.
He is the king.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next article today. Knights of the Old Republic remake enlists Saber Interactive. All right, the highly anticipated remake of KOTOR is expanding its horizons behind the scenes as Aspyr Media has hired Saber Interactive to assist in the development of the title. Push Square reports that during a board meeting with Aspyr's parent company, Embracer Group's Saber CEO Matthew Karch has confirmed that his company will be collaborating with Aspyr on the project. Aspyr is no stranger to hiring new talent to help flesh out their first AAA original title, since the company also hired multiple people involved with the original KOTOR games and the MMO spin-off, The Old Republic. Here's what Karch had to say in regard to his company's involvement. Aspyr has gone full in to make this the best game that they can make. When we acquired Aspyr, we knew from the start that they would require our assistance. Saber has tremendous experience in creating these types of products. We've done it on Halo, on multiple Halo projects. We've done it on other titles that we've remastered over other platforms. Halo projects in question are the Master Chief Collection. They did the first Halo, the second Halo, third ODST, and fourth. He also indicated that the game is going to arrive at some point during the coming months, but did not offer a time frame.
The coming months?
Coming months.
Months, not
like
next year.
Not next year. He said coming months.
Okay.
He noted that a lot of time and effort has gone into, being placed, of course, on this project so that it lives up to the standards that is expected of it. He says, "We are fully confident that the game is going to be fantastic, but it's a massive, massive product, and massive products require a lot of effort and a lot of time to make good." Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake is in development as a timed console exclusive for PlayStation 5, with a port coming to Xbox Series X/S at an unspecified point after launch. For now, the PC release is said to be unaffected by this deal, but there's no current release date.
But months.
Months.
Yeah, we haven't really seen anything since that initial trailer, which didn't show gameplay footage or anything.
Maybe in those coming months we'll be able to find a PS5 or Xbox Series X.
No, I don't believe they exist. I think it's all just a lie. I'm really starting to believe that too. I don't know. Every time we go into any sort of store, we just look anyway. And it's nah, I refuse to pay eBay prices. I
keep an eye out on the online front. And
yeah, I don't know. We have had zero luck trying to find one. Which is, it is what it is. But I love KOTOR. I mean, it's one of the greatest games. I think it's truly one of the greatest games of all time, because I think, you go back to the early 2000s, it was revolutionary to have that kind of, really choose your own adventure type story. Before that kind of became just, expected that you would have kind of more non-linear choosing and different responses and all these things. I mean, it was one of the first to do that, and it is truly a classic, even outside of the Star Wars world.
And I can't wait to see the updates and changes they make, to see maybe make combat a little more exciting.
The combat, I like it because I just know it and I'm used to it and have played it so many times, so it's it's good for that. But yeah, it probably does need a facelift, and
yeah, we'll see what they do with it.
I mean, I'm curious if it would be kind of like real time, or more of an action RPG, if we're going to keep it more kind of that turn based where you can pause it, or if that just gets thrown out the window, or what we'll do.
Let's move on to our favorite Monday segment, new this week in Star Wars, etc. All right, today The Obi-Wan Kenobi soundtrack is available digitally for those interested. I know personally I want to hear the score again, as I didn't notice a lot of it during the show. So that is available for interested parties.
I don't think that's a good thing, but yeah.
Yeah. Tuesday, we have a couple of Star Wars entries. Shadows of the Sith will be coming out, and honestly, I know Thor and I are both very excited to read this book.
That's one way to put it.
As it's a lead-in to the sequel trilogy, and we'll maybe try to adjust some of them plot holes.
Good luck.
Good luck. Also coming out...
May the Force be with you.
Also coming out on Tuesday is the manga Star Wars Rebels Volume 3. It's going to be adapting episodes 10, 13, 14, and 15, and I believe that is the final volume.
They should just use that art style in Rebels.
It looks pretty.
Yeah, look at Kanan there.
Oh, Kanan looks awesome.
He's a badass right there. I mean, not that he wasn't in the series, but here he's really cool.
Wednesday, we're going to have our final Obi-Wan Wednesday. Unfortunately, though, we will be out of town, so we might be able to give our report on the releases until we get back. For comics, on Wednesday, we've got Darth Vader 24, Dr. Aphra 21, Han Solo and Chewbacca number 3, and lastly, Obi-Wan Kenobi number 2.
Finally, it feels like that came out months ago. I think
About
that was early
8 months
May.
ago.
Yeah, maybe a little, more like 2 almost. I think that was early May. Yeah, whatever.
Right, on to our things that are not Star Wars that we find interesting.
That you have to find interesting too.
Tuesday is the Blu-ray release of Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore.
Or that you find interesting. Let's correct that.
Though Best Buy dropped ours off today, so
yeah.
Ha-ha!
Yeah, like we're gonna run and watch it now. Sorry, that's fine.
You're so mean to me.
I'm not mean to you. I'm mean to the Fantastic Beasts series, which has been not as good as the Harry Potter series. It's like The Hobbit, compared to Lord of the Rings. Like I'm sure people, love The Hobbit, and it's not horrible, but it wasn't the quality of Lord of the Rings.
I think I like it better when you don't talk during this segment.
Maybe I'll just shut up the whole time. Nobody wants to hear me ramble.
Sorry. Wednesday is episode 4 of Miss Marvel. Friday is the release of part 2 of season 4 of Stranger Things. It's like 3.5, 4 hours long. So make sure you bring
think
some
we're only
popcorn.
2 episodes deep into the first part, so...
We haven't had time to watch anymore. Maybe we'll watch another one tonight.
Ooh.
If you're good.
I knew you were going to say that. So it means we won't be watching one.
And Friday is also the release day for Flesh and Blood's new set, Uprising.
Yay. Yes, that is a trading card game we play.
Yeah, we're super excited to get some
and
cards.
Considering no one ever makes mention of it in the comments, we're probably the only ones. But anyway.
I think eventually that we will talk more about it
a little bit here
my channel.
Ooh, your channel.
Yeah, my channel that barely exists.
Blow the dust off of the Sailor Naboo channel. There's a few old
Sailor
memes
Naboo.
up there, aren't there? There's a
Flesh
few
and
things
Blood.
over there, because that was the original idea. And then we're like,
I put a really cool Ewok video over there.
You have a couple really cool
And
videos
a cool
over
video
there.
about Banthas.
Yeah, and you have a meme
The original meme Mondays are over there.
Yeah, but you have your own little meme video too.
I did make a little meme video.
Yeah, you got all kinds of
Saving
weird stuff
What You
going
Love
on.
is what it was called, I think.
Yes, you make fun of Holdo.
And Rose.
And yes. All right, well, I guess that's all we've got for you this time. So take to the comments below. Tell us what you think of any and all of today's news. And let's talk some Star Wars. And until next time, thanks for watching.